All right, good morning, guys. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this lesson. It's going to be lesson number 4. So make sure that you're in lesson number 4. All right, so 4.1, reflection, quick image. All right, so here is an incomplete image. Your teacher will display the completed image twice for a few seconds each time. Your job is to complete the image on your copy. Okay, so I'm going to really quickly draw in the image and what it should look like. So here it is. And I'm displaying that just for a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now you need to try to draw that image. So go ahead. All right, I'm going to display it one more time. So here we go. And here it is. Try to draw it yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what you should have noticed was there's a line of reflection. I started that line of reflection about 1 away from that point B, and it just goes, it's a straight line. The next thing when I was doing this, I noticed the next dot, the new letter B, is going to be 1 away from there. Okay, so see how these are all 1 away? Good. All right, so then I counted B to D, that's 1, 2, 3 away. And then the other one, A, is 6 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it wants to make sure that you label your points. Now, I know that you guys have a triangle in there on yours, so this probably looks way better on yours. And then when I did it, this is B prime, A prime, C prime. We always label new points with prime after an object has been moved so that we don't get it confused with the original object. All right, nice job. Let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. Make that move. Your teacher will describe the image of the triangle after certain transformation. Use the figures to the left when you are performing your transformations. Be sure to label the corresponding points appropriately using text boxes. Okay, so I'm going to do each one in different colors. You can change the colors of those triangles. I went ahead and I drew those for you and put them on the left. So mine are going to look probably not as good as yours because I'm going to draw them myself. My first one I'm going to do in red. I want you to take that triangle and I want you to translate it 6 units to the right. So start at C, count 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is our new figure, so we're going to call it C prime. Count B, 6 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Call that B prime. And then A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A prime. Now yours, you probably just moved it over. Okay, there you go. That's my first new figure. My second new figure, I want you to reflect on a vertical line 1 to the right of C. I'm going to have to erase what I've already done here, so make sure you already have that. Okay, great. So now we're going to reflect on a line 1 to the right of C. So here's our line of reflection. We're going to take and we're going to reflect everything. So go ahead and go 1 over, because when we reflect, it's the same distance from the line of reflection as it was, so same on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. This is C prime prime because it's our second one. B prime prime. And A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over A prime prime. Now, you guys make sure you take your other triangle. Now, if that's not working and you can't take that other triangle over there, I encourage you to use the line drawing feature, okay? All right, now I'm ready. We're gonna have to do the third one. So our third one, our third triangle, I'm gonna erase this one, so make sure you have it. Our third one says that we need to go down to right 7. So I'm going to do this one in yellow. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to take C and I'm going to go down to right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's where C, and I'm just going to call it C3. That's not the right way, but it's, so now then B, we're going to go down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to call that B3. And now you got to do A, down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to call it A3. And I'm going to connect it, very poorly connected. Let's see if I can do that a little better. All right. Okay. So now our last one. So I want you to try to do this on your own. It's going to be a little bit more complicated. So you're going to have to be approximating with all of yours. So it says that you are going to rotate 90 degrees around point C. So take point C and you're literally turning it 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we're going to go down. So it's going to go here. And make sure you measure your 90 degrees, okay, on where it's going to go. So remember, 90 degrees is a right angle. You're going to take, give me just a second. Oops, I'm moving that and I don't want to. Still moving it and I don't want to. Okay, so since you're moving at 90 degrees, C is going to stay in the same place. Sorry about that, guys. C is going to stay in the same place. 90 degrees, so this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that one. And then A is about 2 down, 1 over. So that's about where it is after the rotation. Now make sure that you use the figure that I already gave you. I just made that incorrectly. This one actually goes here. Sorry about that. There we go. Sorry about that. But after that 90-degree rotation, we're going to go down to right 2. So we weren't quite done. So now we're going to take this the one that I have in black writing, and we're going to go down to right 2. Down to right 2. Down to right 2. Now with your guys's, so this is where your figure should end up. With what I had given you, the triangles already, you should have just been able to put those there, okay? All right. Now let's go ahead and go on to our next slide, slide 4. So 4.3, A to B to C. So name a transformation that takes figure A to figure B. So we want to know how we would get from figure A to figure B. So write down what you think. Okay. All right, you should have written down that it should be a translation. Okay, and you might want to put like to the right, translation to the right. Okay, all right, what do you think takes figure B to figure C then? So to go from figure B to figure C, the only way to go from figure B to figure C would be you'd have to rotate. And I would say if we look how this one's going here and how now instead it's going to end up here, That's one of those full angles on the triangles. So 60 degrees. And then which way do we go? Do we go clockwise or counterclockwise? We're going to go clockwise. But then from there, you're going to have to translate and translate down and right. Make sure you guys type that out. Okay. So what is one sequence of transformations, or what is one sequence of transformations that'll take figure A to figure C? So this is a new word, sequence of transformations. And actually what that means is it's going to be multiple transformations. So you're going to have more than one transformation. So we kind of just did that in 1 and 2. So we're all just going to put those all together. So to get from figure A to figure C directly, so take out the middle guy, you're going to, I would start with a rotation. Rotate 60 degrees clockwise around a point, and I'd say we'll call this point M. Around M. And then we'd translate down and right. Okay? All right. So now let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. Do you think that there's any way to have done this without transformations, rotation, or translations, or rotations, or reflections? Well, so it's saying experiment with some other ways to take figure A to figure C. For example, can you do it without rotations, without reflections, or without translations? All right. Let's, so go back and look at, we'll go back and look at the other one in just a second. You can do it without reflections, which is what we did. Can do without reflections only. I encourage you, though, to try to find a way you could do it with just rotations and no translations. Okay? All right, that concludes the lesson for today. You need to go ahead and read the lesson summary. There are 2 pages in the lesson summary. Make sure you do the vocabulary. Your homework is going to be make sure you have lesson 3 and lesson 4 practice, both practices, and exit tickets done. Get those turned in and have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.